Hey, job board fans, welcome to another jobboardsecrets.com interview where we talk to successful job board owners around the world, get their take on their business, their niche, and talk about all things job board. So today, my guest is Andrew Stetsenko. He's the founder of a site called relocate.me, a very interesting niche in the tech world. And we'll talk to him today over Zoom here. So, Andrew, welcome to the show. And where in the world are you today?
Yeah, heck. Yeah, I'm actually based in Ukraine at the moment. So yeah.
Right. And just tell people who you are. I guess you're kind of an entrepreneur in the space, but give them a quick bio on yourself.
Yeah, just a short introduction. I learned as a software developer around 15 years ago and studied kind of software engineering. And then for me, yeah, I thought that it was a bit boring at the time. It was like Visual Basic and Pascal, so it wasn't sexy that time. So I just turned to be a tech recruiter, and then kind of starting my own business after a while. So I just started to immediately to help software engineers from different countries to move from one place to another. So actually, the first that I started my own agency that time, and then I guess the job board was kind of launching the job board was the initial next step to move forward.
Interesting. So you were a recruiter first.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, seems to be. I'm getting a lot of clients now who are recruiters who want to start their own job board. For their whatever niche they're going into. I talked to one today using the technical sales space, right? He's launching his own job board. So it is a natural kind of evolution for people like that if they want to get into an online business, I think. And you've been pretty successful doing that. So um, uh, that kinds of the origins of relocate.me, but give us a sense of how big your job board is today.
Yeah, we launched, I guess, 3.5 years ago. So yeah, kind of, I would say pretty fresh on the market. So far, I guess we have, I guess probably in a few months, we have over 100,000 registered users. And we don't call them job seekers, we call them users because we treat them as a users in a way. And right now, for the kind of more for the visitors, for example, last month we had almost 70,000 unique visitors on the website, and probably since the last August, we have kind of month-to-month growth for the job board, despite the fact that we had really terrible last March, April, and May. Probably when the pandemic started, it's actually hit us a lot.
Yep.
And yeah, kind of on the August we reached the plateau of the website traffic and the parameters and KPIs that we have, and then probably after that time we keeps growing. Yeah, and fingers crossed that probably April also will be the best months for us in terms of traffic, in terms of clients, and etc.
So because of the pandemic, what's happening now with your business? Are you getting movement now with developers relocating to different countries?
Yeah, when actually the pandemic started, we lost probably around 70% of our clients, just because companies didn't know what to do in this uncertain situation. Then they just immediately put on hold all their international activities. Also, it's really tightly connected with the situation with the work visas. When you get a work visa, when it's also connected with the embassies. It's also super connected with the lockdowns, because some countries, for example, like Japan, Australia, Singapore, they were and probably still is, but they definitely were completely closed in a way that you even if you live there as an expat, and if you leave the country, you even can't come back if you even have kind of the resident permit, and if you have the authority to work there. So that was kind of really tough time for us. And so right now, I can't say that the market returned back to the
It's
things
not
that.
back to normal yet.
Yeah, it's not back to the normal yet, but I see that probably some companies, the strong companies, they adjusted to the reality, and they keeps growing and keeps growing really aggressively. So I guess right now we are in the right situation for the job board. So we are kind of more niche, but we are also kind of more premium in a way that we offer really unique proposition on the market. So like big mid to big size companies that are actively growing at the moment, they come to us because they see the value, they see like how we are growing in the last probably like nine months. So kind of the mix of these factors give us the growth right now. So I can't say that like it's just because of the market. I would say this is like the mix of factors, and one of them probably that we the good one that we didn't give up when we were really close to shut down the business when the pandemic started. And right now probably just because we're on the market. Also the idea was not to hunt for the revenue. The idea was just to try to improve the product, improve the job board as much as possible, and just don't push the limits for the money that we earn.
Right.
And actually my plan was just to work on a job board for the next when the pandemic started. Like my plan was just to have 12 months working on job board without any expectations, without any predictions, without any KPIs, just to put kind of our users in front of all of our goals. And we started to create new tools for the users slash job seekers. We started to add we started to invest heavily in like search engine optimization and to get more traffic, and also how to retain users, how to give them extra value, how to create extra channels to interact with users. So for us, it was kind of 12 months roadmap, be fully focused on users.
Yep.
And probably in the mid of this path, we started to see how clients probably recognize this direction and started to approach us, started to knock to our door and say, okay, guys, yeah, let's post something on your job board.
Okay. So just to clarify, your job board, is it simply a post a job, get applies? Do you go beyond that as far as help pay the do you pay the actual developer? Do you just kind of let the company take it from there, or how does that work?
Yeah, our goal is just to be, first of all, really, it's funny to say, but it's really like client oriented as much as we can as well, and to try to serve every recruitment process that we see from the clients that they have. So for some clients, we can just redirect users to their career page, and that's it. So our goal in this case just to increase the volume and try to get like really qualified candidates to their career page. For other clients, we can do kind of a really basic pre-selection of candidates. So candidates can apply on our website, on our job board, and then we can do the basic screening, like just really simple one, but also like probably some candidates just apply for like 50 jobs, or probably they don't have the relevant experience or etc. So yeah, as I said, like the basic pre-selection, and then we forward applicants to them. And also we have the possibility to work with different ATSs. Even if we are not like integrated with the ATS, we also have the option to upload candidates to their ATS straight away. So instead of just not to play ping pong via email, we have the opportunity to upload candidates to their ATS.
How many jobs on your site right now?
Yeah, it's a good question. We it's also like we actually, I don't know, like I would assume that like we have probably around like 150 jobs from our clients, and then we have probably around 300 jobs that we aggregate from the market. So our goal is not only just to like promote our clients. Our goal is just to give our users the variety of choices in terms of like the technologies, in terms of destinations where they want to move. So we want to have kind of the balanced number of jobs in each country and in each technology. And actually, yeah, our goal is just probably to have probably around like 500 jobs from our clients. And in this way, we just add more jobs from our clients, and then we deduct them from the kind of aggregated jobs. So that's kind of our goal, just to have only the jobs of our clients. But until we don't reach this, we'll still have some jobs to offer to our users.
Yeah. I asked that because you've got a pretty impressive stat on your employer page, which is greater than 1,000 views a month per job. And to me, that's an amazing stat, number one. So congratulations. And that means 'cause you have to have X number of views to a job to get X number of applies, right? Do you track applies across your job base there? And what is that number? Would you say on average?
It's really hard to say, and you can see this impressive number probably just because we're kind of more international, so we're not like focused on one countries. We have like 100 nationalities registered on the website, so like as an employer you could expect applicants like starting from, I guess, New Zealand, Japan, India, to kind of Canada, Brazil, Turkey, and Egypt. So it's really diverse, so that's why you have these numbers actually. Um, but it's really hard to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Which country is your biggest country in terms of client base?
It's also like changing. Like I guess before the pandemic, we were mainly focused on Europe, on European Union. But for some reason, like after the pandemic, once the website and the job board started to grow, right now we have a number of clients in Japan, for example, in Asia, in Singapore, in Hong Kong. We just started to work with one client from Australia. Also, like Canada started to actually work. Companies from Canada start to work with us. So it's hard to say right now. Probably like 70% of our clients are based in Europe. Probably like that, like 20% based in Asia and Pacific region, and probably like 10% goes for the North America.
And your team, is it just you? Do you have a team of people behind you? What's that like?
Yeah, we have a kind of small team. We kind of, I would say, the core team. We have the core team of 5 people, and also like we have the more like development and design side. We work with contractors that also give us flexibility in a way, but also like we work with this like people for a long time. So it's kind of the mix of flexibility and the trust. But yeah, for the core people, we're kind of we try to keep the team small. We don't want to kind of really increase the number of people just because we are growing. We'll definitely increase the number of people when we feel the need that we really like struggle and we need more internal stuff.
Are you profitable at this point?
Yeah, absolutely.
How long did it take you to get to profitability?
It's a good question. Probably it took for us almost like 2 years. I can say exactly, but probably like 18 to 20 months. And also probably I guess we can be profitable earlier, but also like when you launch a new business. So I was completely on the recruitment agency side. And then when you launch the internet business, it's completely different. You try to find where to get traffic, so you do a lot of mistakes, etc. So probably if I know everything that I know at the moment, we can become profitable much earlier. But yeah, for me it was kind of the learning curve that I
what mistakes did you make, Andrew? I mean, tell me a couple of those that that come to mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Like actually tons of mistakes. I guess I still do a lot of mistakes, and yeah, enjoy like learning from them. But I guess the biggest mistake was like the first one that I heavily invested in growing our tech team. I thought like at that point of time, it's kind of if it's internet business, if it's tech, for some reasons we should have a really big tech team. So I started to hire like software engineers, designers. Then I figure out like once you also do kind of you need to understand sales, marketing. I'm not like the best probably project manager for the tech team, but it was like before. So I even hired like a project manager, like contractor, for some period of time. So it started like to, instead of like the startup like to fail fast, we became like a small software development agency. We put some sprints, so we took a lot of efforts on the bug fixing, etc. So I guess the mistake number one is just to heavily investing like in software development instead just to make some simple things. Try to find who are your clients, where they're based, what they're looking for. Then try to find like who are your users, how you can track them, also like how to build a community, how you can be helpful to your community. So the second point is that I also like probably started to the time I lived in the Netherlands, so I tried to being there, I started to go like in this market, so I also hired like a local sales guy there. So I thought, okay, like if I'm based in the Netherlands, let's just have clients from the Netherlands as much as possible. And then it's also like didn't work out because we received requests from companies from Germany, from the UK, from Sweden. So it's also like probably in our case, like for example, when you deal with the international clients focusing on one region, it didn't work out for us. So probably we need to have more focusing on just I don't know, finding one place, not because where I'm based in this place and then let's grow it. And then the reality showed that like we have much more clients from different countries. So that was kind of investing a lot in the sales force in one region. Just because you're based there and you want to have clients there doesn't mean that they want to work with you.
Right, right. Um, Going back to the marketing aspect of this, what did you do early on to generate traffic and do marketing? Was it paid? Was it content? Tell me more about how you approached that.
Yeah, it's really good topic, I would say, and we can probably spend like a half of hour for this.
Yeah,
But yeah, like try to keep things short. Like the first thing that like we try to identify our users, who they are, and then we simply target people in the internet wherever it's possible when they mention somehow that they're open to relocate. So actually, we target them manually. So we found them on LinkedIn, on Hacker News. On GitHub, etc. And as soon as we see that they're kind of putting their profile, I'm open for the relocation, we immediately contact them. We send them the email, say, okay, we are building the platform specifically for you. So I would say like the first time, because also you deal with more senior people, we actually like manually invite a lot of people. I manually like also like invite a lot of people to my LinkedIn profile to be connected with them and approach them. So the first one is to do it like manually and to invite as much people as you can. The second one, it was also like probably easier because I've been working in the tech relocation industry before the job board for the probably like 5 years. So I still know the market, know the people, have some database. So kind of being in the
did you already
industry.
have a list of people candidates you knew, emails, things like that to help you
Yeah,
launch?
absolutely. Yeah, kind of a database, like just your networking. So that
Right.
definitely helps as well. Like if you have somebody in your network, and then you could help them to find a job. Why not? Uh, and yeah, and the third biggest point is that immediately I wanted to build something that you can go, for example, to Product Hunt, to Hacker News, to Reddit, to kind of really the other communities of enthusiasts, of engineers, marketers, etc. So you can show your product. So for me, the idea was immediately to build something that you can have some buzz and some hype, I would say, in a way. So the idea was just that's why probably I invested too much in design and software development, just to build something that could get some traction immediately after the launch. So that was
Right.
also the key point. And then we launched pretty successfully on Product Hunt. We were a lot of reposts and upvotes on Hacker News, on Reddit, and other platforms where our developers are. And also they started to recommend it to each other because it looked fresh, it was unique. The website gave some value to them. So kind of, yeah, more
Yeah.
focus on the
I
launch. Yeah.
think your niche too, you know, you just do relocation jobs is another part of your marketing, right? I think that's a important thing to note because it's different, right? There's no other job boards like this out there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, in a way, we compete probably with the big brands, for example, like LinkedIn, in a way, because we see that probably like 80% of our clients, they still pay for the job ads on LinkedIn, for example. Then, in a way, Stack Overflow, like kind of like a big brother for
Yep.
us, because they're kind of too general, but also they have the section for the work visa support, relocation support. So yeah, and Yeah, and then that's it. We also had a few competitors before, but also probably like because this market is quite tough. As I said, like it's probably good that you're kind of focused around the world, but also it doesn't give you the clear focus on one country. We had a few competitors, but they also like changed the business model from kind of recruiting to more just the relocation support. So they do right now like the just assisting with getting the work visa. They put the software in this direction. So probably
Yeah.
uh,
You brought up an interesting point before about focusing too much on development and hiring a bunch of developers, and it is so important. Like when you first launch your job board, right? You should be focused on proving there's a market that exists for your niche, whatever niche you're going into, and doing it in kind of a minimal viable product kind of way, MVP product, right? Get something basic out there, prove that there's a need for this, and then you can build on it later on, right? So that's a good lesson for anybody out there to take, I think.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah, build the community first, and then if you see the like the natural demand from this community that we're looking for jobs, or we want to have some jobs there, so then probably even having the community, they can tell you more what they need and
yep,
how can you solve their problems. Yeah.
right. Okay. So a good topic to switch to, which is building community in your job board. So tell me how you do that. What other things beside, being able to post a resume up there and things like that, do you do for them to kind of build that community overall?
Yeah, first of all, I guess we're kind of really serious about the customer support and the way how we can support our users. So how we can, if they have any issues, if they have any questions, so we try to reply as fast as possible to be as human as possible, instead of just have all this um, widgets where you need to wait in a queue to have some feedback, etc. So we really want to be human focused and human oriented and provide really fast and I would say in a pretty good quality customer support. The second one is the way how we also like build the product. It's kind of a lot of even the rejection email is the way how you can actually to show the value to your users. So instead of just say, okay, you're rejected, but you can say, okay, but it might be the potential reasons why you were rejected. Here is some like links that you can check. Probably your resume is not so good, so try to do this and this. If probably you did something wrong, you didn't cover the cover letter, etc. So even kind of the transactional emails that we send to our users, really invested a lot to be sure that they're good enough. They give value even in rejection, right? And the third one is that. I personally, yeah, love to talk to our users. We are LinkedIn because also in a way it's kind of the competitor, but on the other hand, you can post your content there. You can increase your network. So probably I have right now more than like 20,000 connections there, and I'm pretty sure like 50% of them they're like software engineers who are potentially looking for a job abroad. So actually my biggest database is my LinkedIn profile and my LinkedIn connections actually.
Yeah.
And in this way I post quite often, but I don't post like, hey, here is the job. Yeah, try to engage with users. I try to ask the feedback. I try to post something valuable for them.
It looks like
And
you got some pretty good content up there. I look at, you got relocation tips, you've got a blog, you've got a net pay calculator, a learning center. Talk about that briefly if you could, in terms of your content strategy.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's for sure. And also, like recently, we started to explore Telegram as a channel because also like probably it's not so popular in the US.
Now, what's
Uh,
Telegram?
yeah, it's kind of the messenger. You'll be surprised, but they have
Okay.
probably I don't know. They claim that they have like around like 500 million users around the world, and mainly kind of in Europe, in Eastern Europe. They're quite popular right now in South America. So more kind of in the rest part of the world, not in the US. But it's really cool that it's kind of it's for me. I call it like the simplified version of Slack. I know that Slack works pretty good for building the community, and I would say it works amazingly good for building the community. But for some reasons that we have a lot of users in a lot of countries, also like Slack has some limitations, and for some reasons also I use Telegram like daily for my daily communications. So we choose it so you can run some polls there, so you can ask your users about something. You can put some content there. So it's we have, for example, right now we have only like 2,500 members there, but it keeps growing. And yeah, any type. So it's just as I want to say, just a tool.
Yeah.
But for example, you can use Slack, you can use Telegram, you can use Facebook groups or whatever you want to use. Yeah, the only thing is that just not only to post. Like it's not should be one way communication. It should be all the time some feedback from your audience. It could be polls, it could be some topics that they can share their comments, their feedback, they can like or dislike something. So you definitely need to feel your audience. If it's only just kind of one directional tunnel that you just throw your jobs there, it definitely doesn't work. So if any channel, if any tool gives you the feedback from your audience, yeah, feel free to use it.
What's your best marketing channel and why?
Uh, It's a good one. Also, about as a question, I would say like the surprisingly like the search engine optimization and kind of the organic traffic works pretty good in terms of numbers.
Yep.
And it's also like if you invest in the content a lot, if you do the right things, then it will definitely start to grow. But you need to be really patient, and it's kind of really long term direction. Um, the second point, surprisingly, LinkedIn gives us really good conversions. So people there really convert to registrations, to applications, etc. And as I said, you can achieve it probably by your content strategy. So everything that you put in your blog, you can, I don't know, cut into small pieces and share with your connections, etc. I can also, for example, one good example, when we launched on Relocate Me at the first day, we started the product hunt campaign, and then it was like the whole day on the product hunt, and then I just make a small post on LinkedIn about the story and why I launched the Relocate Me.
Yep.
And you'll be surprised, but we got twice more traffic from a single LinkedIn post than from the 24 hours being on the probably third or fourth place on product hunt.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a post go viral once on LinkedIn and I got like 600,000 views on it in 24 hours. And I think I had like 10,000 clicks to my site that day. So
Absolutely.
pretty
Yeah.
incredible in terms of the, if it does go viral, the power of that post. Pretty cool. Well, this has been
Yeah.
great, Andrew. I appreciate your time around all this. I guess as we wrap things up, my last question would be just what's your advice for a new job board owner starting a job board right now? What would you say to them about how to be successful?
Yeah, it will sound not so pleasant to anyone, but try to find the place where you can build a small monopoly. I know that like the governments,
Monopoly?
monopoly, yeah, governments probably will say, yeah, it's a bad thing, and they have a lot of regulations about it. But in a good way, I would say try to find the way, the niche, the community, etc., where you could be the only one, and your let's call them even job seekers should think about you in the first place. So if they're looking for a job in this area, in this location, you should be kind of the only job board that appear in their mind. So in a good way, try to build the monopoly where you could capture some number of users. It could be different professions, it could be locations, etc. It's up to you where to choose it. But yeah, and as you said as well, like the really kind of smart advice, just test your market before you heavily invest in the software development. Just build a community, try to find the ways how to get this community, how to get more users to this community, and ask them what they need, which type of product they want to use, etc. And then if you see kind of that the community respond to you and say, yeah, that's a really good idea, we are looking for jobs in this area, in this specific industry, so yeah, then go and do it. But yeah, definitely start with marketing and with the community, and then just put product and job board on top of it.
Well, again, the site is relocate.me. By the way, did you have to pay a lot of money for that domain? Was it available?
No, actually, it took me like 3 years to buy this domain. Like it
Did it?
was, yeah, it was taken by one cyber squatter, and we kind of negotiated for like 3 years to buy this domain. I actually sent him like the Christmas cards every year,
You sent him
and
Christmas cards. Okay.
yeah, I'm
So,
just joking, but I just all the time, probably every like 3 months, I sent him a really pleasant email and asked for an additional discount. And it took me like 3 years to find the right fee, the
so I
right
got to
price.
know, what did you pay for it?
For that time, for me, it was a huge money, but I would say I probably paid around like $5,000 for the domain, and the initial bid was probably something around like almost like 40,000. So that time for me it was
Wow.
like crazy. Yeah, and then as I said, it like took me like 3 years
Right.
to.
'Cause he's sitting on it, no one's buying it, but then eventually you wear him down.
Yeah. As I said, I almost sent to this guy like a Christmas cards, like every Christmas to say, okay, it's me. Like, can you do a bit lower price?
Yeah. What was your site before that? What URL were you using?
uh, Actually, no, nothing. I didn't use. I just put on my
Oh, you
recruitment
bought it,
agency.
then you launched the job board?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
I just
Waited to buy.
yeah,
Okay.
I just make a blog post on the other website that I have that we are going to launch this community. I asked people leave your emails if you want to do this, so it will be the name because I know that I'll finally negotiate about the price with this guy. So before launching it, I just have kind of the wait list of the people who wanted to join it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, Andrew Stetsenko from relocate.me. Appreciate your time today. Thanks for coming on the show, and good luck with the site, and keep us updated.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting. It was a big pleasure talking to you. And yeah, good luck to your readers. I also like reading your blog and get a lot of wisdom from them. So, yeah, good luck
Excellent.
to you as well.
Sounds good. All right, Andrew. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.